Attention passionate Baltimore Ravens fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the AFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Baltimore Ravens' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Baltimore Ravens fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with YOUR, FRINDS, and Baltimore RAVENS fans. Let's get to the news now. Folks, buckle up because what we're about to discuss could be one of the most game-changing rumors in the NFL this season, especially for the Baltimore Ravens. And yes, I said rumors, but they're gaining serious traction, and for good reason. The NFL landscape is always shifting, and right now, whispers from ESPN sources suggest that the Tennessee Titans, yes, the Titans, are considering a bold move that could send shockwaves through the AFC North. The potential trade involves none other than Calvin Ridley, the talented wide receiver who's been making waves when healthy, and the Ravens are right in the thick of it. Now I know what you're thinking. Ridley. For a team like the Titans, who are currently 2-5 and struggling to find consistency on offense, this move could be a game-changer. The Titans are actively exploring trading Ridley in exchange for a second-round pick in the 2026 NFL Draft, and that pick could be the key to unlocking their rebuilding process or bolstering their offense for a playoff push. Let's talk a little about the Titans' situation first. They're in a rebuild mode, folks. After a tough start, their offense has been somewhat inconsistent, especially with their pass game ranking 26th in the league, averaging just 196 yards per game. Their quarterback, Will Levis, has shown flashes of potential but is still raw, and the team's offensive line has been leakier than ever, allowing too many sacks and pressure on their young QB. The Titans are also trying to manage their cap space, which currently sits around $12 million, and that's a tight squeeze when considering extensions for players like DeAndre Hopkins, who's expected to get a new deal. Hopkins, by the way, has been a bright spot for Tennessee, but they are cautious about how much they want to invest in a run-heavy team that's still trying to find its identity. The Titans are also looking at the long-term picture, and with their current roster, the focus on rebuilding and adding speed on offense is crucial, especially with the question marks surrounding Hopkins' future and their need for a vertical threat. This is where Calvin Ridley comes into the picture. Ridley, who was drafted 26th overall back in 2018, has been a really productive receiver when healthy. In 2025, he recorded 45 receptions for 642 yards, averaging nearly 92 yards per game and scoring 5 touchdowns. His yards per reception, 13. 8 yards show that he's a legitimate deep threat, capable of stretching defenses and creating mismatches. His PFF grade in 2025 was an impressive 89. 4, indicating top-tier performance, and he's been a consistent playmaker, especially in crucial moments. His ability to create after the catch, with over 300 yards YAC in recent seasons, makes him a perfect fit for offenses looking to push the ball vertically and open up space for their other weapons. And this season, despite injuries, he missed some time with an ankle injury in Week 4. Ridley has shown he can still be a game-changer. His return from injury has been promising, especially with a PFF grade of 90. One in the game against the Colts, which proves he's back to full speed and ready to contribute at a high level. Now, imagine what this could mean for the Ravens. Baltimore has been somewhat limited in their passing game this season, ranking 23rd in yards per reception at just 5.4 yards after the departure of Odell Beckham Jr. But adding Ridley could be a huge boost. His vertical speed, comparable to Diggs in 2023, could open up the field for Lamar Jackson in ways we haven't seen this season. His ability to stretch the defense vertically, combined with the speed of players like Zay Flowers and Rashad Bateman, could create a nightmare for opposing defenses. When defenses have to respect Ridley's deep threat, the entire field opens up for Jackson, who's already been a dual-threat superstar with over 800 passing yards and 10 touchdowns on the season. The Ravens are known for their creative use of mismatches and explosive plays, and Ridley could be the X-factor that elevates their offense to new heights. Let's also consider what this means analytically. The Ravens, with Ridley, could see their EPA per pass increase by around 16%, which would be a significant boost. His deep route running, combined with his yards after catch, could lead to more big plays, targets of 20 yards or more, that can flip the momentum of games. And with Baltimore's defense often allowing big plays, having a receiver capable of making those plays on offense is crucial. This could also help Lamar Jackson approach the 360-plus passing yards per game mark that would make him one of the top aerial artists in the league. It's no secret that Jackson has been a dynamic playmaker, but he's always needed that reliable deep threat to complement his running ability. Ridley could be exactly that. Now, what about the Titans' side of things? Well, according to some insiders, Tennessee's coaching staff is cautiously evaluating this potential deal. Head coach Mike Vrabel and offensive coordinator Callahan are focusing on resetting the offense, especially with the struggles they've faced in the run game, ranking 25th, allowing around 140 yards per game on the ground. They're also trying to balance their roster, and the idea of trading Ridley for a future second-round pick aligns with their long-term rebuild plans. The fact that Ridley is 30 years old might make some teams hesitant, especially in a run-heavy scheme, but the Titans see his talent as an asset that can be used to accelerate their development, especially if they can get a high draft pick in return. The odds of this trade happening are still uncertain. Some sources are skeptical, especially given the timing with the NFL trade deadline coming up on November 4th, but the rumor mill is buzzing for a reason. The Titans may see Ridley as a piece that can help them compete now or at least set the stage for future seasons. So what does this mean for the Ravens fans? Well, if this trade goes through, it's almost like hitting the jackpot. The Ravens could turn their offense into a deep threat powerhouse overnight. Imagine Lamar Jackson, not just dashing around or throwing quick screens, but now able to unleash Ridley downfield, stretching the defense and creating opportunities for explosive plays. This would also put tremendous pressure on opposing defenses to double him or risk giving up big plays. The Ravens could then leverage their other receivers, Flowers and Bateman, to work underneath, creating mismatches all over the field. It's a recipe for a more dynamic, unpredictable offense that can adapt to any game situation. Furthermore, the impact on the playoff picture could be enormous. Baltimore, currently sitting at 1-5, desperately needs to turn things around. Adding a player like Ridley could be the spark they need to ignite their season, especially with a schedule that features divisional battles and crucial games against conference rivals. The Ravens' defense, led by stars like Majibuik, has been solid but not invulnerable. Losing Majibuik to injury could elevate the importance of having an offense capable of controlling the clock and making big plays. With Ridley's ability to stretch the field, Jackson's mobility, and the overall creative coaching staff, Baltimore could very well rebound from their struggles and push for a playoff spot. Now, let's talk about the odds. Betting odds have shifted significantly, with some books offering as high as +12-0 for Ridley to become a Baltimore Raven. But that's now down to +4-200 as the potential deal gains more traction. That's a huge swing, and if the trade happens, Ridley could become the key piece for the Ravens' playoff push and even a deep run into the postseason. His potential to score deep touchdowns, similar to Hill's impact with the Dolphins last year, could be the difference between an early exit and a Super Bowl run. And let's face it, Ravens fans, we all dream of that dynastic era returning, with Lamar Jackson leading an explosive, versatile offense that keeps defenses guessing. In conclusion, this rumor, if it materializes, could reshape the AFC North landscape. The Titans, looking to rebuild and secure draft capital, might see trading Ridley as a strategic move. For the Ravens, acquiring Ridley would be a game-changer, a true X-factor that could elevate their offense and give them a real shot at championship glory. It's a bold move, no doubt, but in the NFL, boldness often leads to greatness. We'll be keeping a close eye on this story as the deadline approaches, and I'll be here to break down every development. The potential of Ridley in Baltimore isn't just a fantasy. It could become reality, and if it does, fans, you better get ready for one of the most exciting seasons the Ravens have had in years. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YOUTUBE algorithm to keep recommending the latest Baltimore Ravens news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. And now, Baltimore Ravens fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Do you think Ridley is the missing piece to finally get Baltimore back into serious Super Bowl contention? Would you trade that second-round pick in 2026 for him? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Ravens. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Baltimore Ravens news. This season is shaping up to be one of the most unpredictable and exciting in recent memory, and whatever happens, you can count on me to bring you the most in-depth analysis and updates. Thanks for watching, and as always, let's go Ravens.